Hello Internet Land, Adam Shea here. We're going to be taking a look at that sweep picking lick that I just played, breaking it down, technique, pick strokes, everything like that. But hopefully you'll think it's cool and can take something away from this. Let's hop into it. Getting right into it, we are going to start with an A minor sweep pick pattern, arpeggio pattern I should say. We're going to take our pinky at the 12th fret of the high E string. Do a down pick there, and then we're going to pull off onto the 8th fret, C. Next we're going to go down to the 10th fret of the B string, which happens to be an A. We're going to do an upstroke there. And for the next note, we're going to go down to the 9th fret of the G string, which happens to be an E. Here, I like to do a downstroke after that upstroke. Here's where kind of two thoughts for sweep picking patterns come into play. You can do either the upstroke or the downstroke on that particular note. That would be with the up. This would be with the down, like how I do it. So that's kind of how I do it myself. Again, there's not really a one way is better than the other, just figure out which works better for you. Like I said, I jump from up to down right at that note, but after we figure out what we're doing there, or which way we're approaching that, I'm going to follow that up with a down on the 10 of the B string, followed by another down, consecutive down on the 8th fret of the high E string, followed by an upstroke on the high E on the 12th fret. So what we've got so far, the 3-string version of it. From there, I'm going to go right back down that pattern that we did. I know I started with a downstroke, this whole initial thing, and then a pull off. For whatever reason, I start with a downstroke, even though if I were inside the pattern, it would technically be an up. What do? It works for me. But here, after we do come back around, this time, since I'm going further down the arpeggio shape, I am going to hit an upstroke on the 9th fret, because there's some more notes to follow. After that, we're going to go to the 10th fret of the D string, also with an upstroke there. And lastly, we're going to come down to the 12th fret of the A string, which happens to be an A as well. So what we've got there, that's going to be our whole shape thus far. So here is kind of an interesting part. We're going to take that shape that we just did. We are kind of going to reshape our whole finger position. There is going to be 2 of the same note in a row, which is kind of goofy. Up to speed, you can't really tell, and it sounds fine, but something to look out for. After I come down here, the last note of my arpeggio shape, I am going to switch fingers but hit the same note. So I'm going to switch from pinky to index finger. And we're going to start our next shape, which is still an A minor arpeggio, it's just a different kind of shape of it. So once I do the finger switch, we're going to start out, index finger on A, 12th fret. We're going to hammer on to our 12th fret, 15, followed by 14 on the D string, downstroke there. 14 on the G string, another downstroke, a fun little bar action going here, which is what makes this particular shape a little less friendly than the last, but stick with it and you'll get it. Followed by 13 on the B, another downstroke, followed by 12 on the high E, another down, or still part of our downward motion. Then we're going to come up to the 17th fret with an upstroke, followed by a pull off back down to our 12th fret. And then we're going to go upstroke on the 13th fret of the B string. And then here, again, that kind of note where you can go up or down. I go down stroke here. And then we're going to go right back up the shape. So next, after we've got that, we're actually going to do that exact same pattern and kind of arpeggio switch. It's just going to be a C minor pattern now. So we'll be starting on the 15th fret with our pinky. Like I was just saying, everything here, picking wise, is going to be the exact same as the last shape. So I probably won't call out each stroke like the last one, but it is the exact same, and I'll throw in some tabs in the description below as well. But here we're going to do 15, 11, 13 on the B string, 12 on the G, back up that shape, and then we're going to do the pull off and back down to our 5-string version of that. So what we got from there, where we left off the 12th fret, on the G string, we got 13 on the D string, and then 15 on the A string. That'll be our C. This is the point where we're going to switch fingers again. We're going to hit the same note twice in a row. We're just going to switch from pinky to index finger, and we're going to do that second minor pattern. So pluck the 15, followed by a hammer on 18, bar on 15 and 15 of the D and G strings, followed by 13, or excuse me, wow, 16 on the B string, 15 on the high E, and then we're gonna do an upstroke on the 20, the C, the octave there, followed by pull off, and we're gonna go down to the 3-string version of this as we did with the last shape. Okay, so the next part that we've got, this will actually be the same shape as the A minor, the first part of that arpeggio. We're just going to move it up to the 19th fret. This will be an E minor, so we're going to start 19th fret of the high E, followed by a pull off to 15. We got 17 on the B, 16 on the G, 17 D. Here, we're going to still be doing our upward motion on the 19 of the A, followed by a downstroke on the 14th fret of that same string, the A. After that, we're going to do a hammer-on back onto the 19th fret. And then right back up the pattern. So what that one is like. From there, we got one more shape. This one will be an E flat major shape. We are actually going to keep our first finger on the 15th fret. We're just going to go to the 18th fret with our pinky, followed by hammer on to the 15. This one will actually be the exact same picking pattern as the last arpeggio shape. This one's just minor, or excuse me, major. The last one was minor. 18, 15, great year. 16 on the B, 15 on the G, 17 on the D string, 18 on the A, followed by on the 13th fret, we're going to do a down pick, and then a hammer on following that back up to the 18th fret. And then right back up the shape itself. And then once I get up to the top there, since the last chord that this lick ends with is an A, I am going to finish it on the 15th fret and just give that a little vibrato. Cool. But that's pretty much the lick. Let me know if you have any questions or want to see anything else. But yeah, have some fun with it.